got a sword, you don't, Bill, so.
I have an iPad which has words, which words are mightier than the sword.
You want to test that?
For some reason, the hearts were coming out as soon as the sword came out. So.
All right, so
Yeah, you're doing the pressure.
I'm having to back away. This is I'm not totally accustomed to this. So we have a bunch of advisors in our audience attending via Periscope here.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
we're extending the conversation beyond what you had in the session. What I took away and what I had out on Twitter from your session was a big focus on the client experience and upgrades that you have made already and are releasing in the future about making a better client experience. Can you elaborate more on that?
Yeah, certainly client experience is part of it. I would take it past client experience. It's the client really is the person in charge. We're an era of really consumer empowerment. We see that in almost everything we do. Every interaction we have now with professionals or shopping, medical, whatever, the consumer is in a different position of power.
When I need a ride to this hotel, I'm in charge because I order it from my mobile device.
Control. You're much more in control.
Oh, yeah.
And that leads to client experience, but the first thing I think is important is figure out how you want to be engaged and give you the choice of engaging with me in whatever way is best and most comfortable for you.
Yeah.
You pick that. The age of the advisor or the industry dictating to the consumer how you're going to do business, how I'm going to work, how you're going to pay, any of those things I think are going away pretty quickly.
Yeah, it might have worked really well in the past,
It did
but
work well.
that type of, I guess, attitude, right? If I go into an advisory firm and I'm told how things are going to happen and I'm forced to work with something that may not be something I'm expected, I think it's a lot of friction. I don't like how that experience feels.
Even if you just get there, but the problem is even you're hesitant to even start that. That little statistic I gave, that little survey that
for those
Harris
who
did.
didn't get it,
Harris polled it, surveyed 2,000 American consumers. 71% said they were afraid to meet with an advisor. That's kind of shocking, right? Afraid.
Speaking on behalf of advisors, I think advisors should be embarrassed.
We should be embarrassed by that. And we've created, and you can look back in our history in a way planning evolved, see why that might be true. But what's even worse though is we've done as an industry very little to address it other than trying to keep beat on people and say, well, you shouldn't be afraid, you should come see me. Come. But we're not changing behavior. We're not saying, why are they afraid? What can I offer them in a way that is more acceptable, more engaging, more comfortable, so that you're choosing that.
Yeah.
We got to change our behavior, not try to change your behavior.
Amen.
Right?
Amen. And so when you're talking about changing behavior for advisors and offering better experiences and putting clients in the driver's seat, you had talked about the My Money Guide experience. So we had a preview of that last year at the T3 Enterprise.
Yep.
You've learned a lot more.
Yes.
Because you're anticipating doing like 600 labs in 2016 every day.
Every day.
What are you learning about My Money Guide? What are you learning about that experience?
There's some real keys to it. That this is all about putting the client in control and letting them choose their experience. So that's really what it is. So you start with, when do you want to do a lab? You can pick that. So if I'm running 600 a day, if I'm running every hour different labs, it's when it's convenient for you, not convenient for me.
That's right.
If it's 2 in the morning, if it's 4 on Sunday, you choose, because it's when you've got time. And the key is, from a scheduling standpoint, you have the time when you can focus on that and treat it as being important. And what we're finding is when someone attends a lab, over 90% complete. Now what's that mean? They come away in 90 minutes with a good quality retirement plan.
And that's
now,
what everybody
it's not
needs.
Perfect. They still can benefit from an advisor reviewing it, pointing out errors or suggestions, but they have more and better plan than most investors ever get.
Right.
In 90 minutes.
Then nothing or than a 3-minute retirement calculator.
Yeah, that's one of the mistakes the industry's made is confuse people about what it means to have a useful plan. The things we learned is that we tested for a long time and constantly then adjusted to what we learned. One is, it's really important that they make the commitment that time.
Right.
Not sort of just get in, play around, come back later, commit time.
Yeah. 2
is, they need to have immediate real-time help as they're doing it. And that's what we give them. 24, by first quarter, sometime we'll have 24/7 real-time help. So you do it when you want, getting help when you want. The third one is pretty critical. If you go to a seminar that you're invited to for dinner, or you go respond to most anything the industry gives you, you know one thing for sure. Somebody there is trying to sell you something.
That's right. I'm getting sold.
Right.
Somebody's going to pitch something.
You know that.
Yeah.
And you worry about sharing information with them. So what the lab does is we assure you going in, it's your data. Your data goes nowhere unless you ask us to give it to somebody. And nobody's there to sell you anything. So you're in control, Bill. Now you decide. So at the end, what happens at the end of the lab says, okay, here's where we are. Here's a list of action items you should look at, think about doing to implement this plan you have. Would you like the advisor who invited you to do a review with you? Yes, no. You say no, we're done. Your data goes nowhere. So it's changing the whole interaction, really, the partnership you're trying to create between the advice giver and the client, I believe.
Yeah, it's a good segue into my last question. So people viewing, I'm in a button collar, I'm in a suit jacket, you are in a medieval...
I just dress better than you, Bill.
with a sword. So I think MoneyGuidePro and PIETech is known for some of the zany things and fun injection into what can be kind of a dry industry. Walk me through the decision process of what you did in your session today.
Well, this is very relevant. All right, so we set a very simple message for ourselves of what we're about, and it's very simple. Everyone needs and deserves a quality financial plan.
Right.
Our role is to help the industry deliver that. So those of you who know Monty Python, he had his quest for the Holy Grail. So that's our Holy Grail. So that was the theme of this. So it really came together very easily, and it fits perfectly with what we believe and what we want to do.
I've been going through the tweets and the pictures. People were just publishing postings like, I can't believe what I'm seeing, but I think communicating the Holy Grail, offering planning, that's a message I can believe in. I know that your company is based on that. It's great to share here and with everyone in the community.
Maybe you can share something that I ran out of time at the end. To really attain that or even have a chance, it requires far more than us. It requires everybody to kind of support that. So we don't just need great financial planning. We need great CRMs that are integrated so we can see what people really want and how they work. We need great data feeding in. We need portals. We need robos. All that has to work together. And then part of what we're trying to teach the people here, the firms, they have to bring their whole organization together. It can't just be a little planning department out in the corner.
Agreed.
It's got to be the retail people, and it's got to be their web design people, and it's got to be their call centers. It's everybody having a coordinated approach to delivery of everyone needs and deserves a quality financial plan.
Agreed. That's what we're seeing here at T3 Enterprise, and I applaud you for...
Hey, I didn't have to strike you even once.
That's good. That's good. But thanks for your presentation. Thanks for sharing some time with us to extend the conversation beyond your session. And I wish you a very successful T3 Enterprise, Bob.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.